Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make beaded hearts using Craw and Fringe with a couple of different styles. So you're going to need about 35 grams of number 11 seed beads. You'll also need some wire. This one's 0.71 millimeters, and I've chosen copper to go with the orange beads. You will need to create a crawl rope that is 28 centimeters long. I do have a crawl tutorial and I'll put the link down below. So now we're going to add the fringe, and basically we'll be picking up 10 of the seed beads each time. Get a bit closer for you. But we're only going to fringe on 3 sides. And we're going to work all the way down this length of crawl, and we're going to miss out just one bead, this one here, all the way down the length of crawl. And this is why I like to use the crawl as the core of this work, because it's so flexible. And when I've done the fringing, you'll see that it will make a fabulous necklace or bracelet as well. So if you get to the end of it and you're thinking, well, the wire's not working for me, then you can turn it into a bracelet or a necklace instead. So you need to pick up 10 seed beads, and we're going to come back through the same bead. We're exiting from the opposite side to make a small loop, and then we're going to turn the crawl and come through the next bead, the adjacent bead that's in line, and then we're going to pick up another 10 beads. I like to use this scooping. I've not got quite enough beads out, but I like to scoop them because otherwise I find myself picking and choosing which colours I'm using. And also it's quicker with practice. So again, we're going to come back from the opposite side, and we're going to turn it, and we're going to come through the next bead. Now this time we've done 3 loops. We're not going to do this side. So we're going to come through, just following the path, the bead path on the crawl, come through the adjacent bead, and then down through the next bead, and then we're going to make our loops again. So we just turned the crawl away before we were turning it towards us. And then we're going to make another loop. You can hold your work however is best for you. Once you see how I've done it, and then you could think, well, maybe I'll just turn this around and work in a more comfortable way. Doesn't matter how you're holding your work. And then we're going through the next one. So this is the third loop. Now turn it over, you can see how this side, it's flat. And we need to keep that going all the way down this length of crawl. So again, we come through the adjacent bead, up through this one, and we will start adding our loops again, 3 loops. So I'm going to obviously whiz on and do all of it, and we'll have a look what happens when it's finished. So here I've completed along the entire length of the crawl, and if we turn it over you can see just how flat this side is. It's a fantastic weave. You can see how supple it is, so it will lie very nicely on the neck and also as a bracelet. And you can feel free to do as you wish with the pattern. But for the purposes of this, I'm going to put a wire in, turn it into hanging hearts. You could make red ones for coming up to Valentine's, or to decorate Christmas tree, or if you like with your Easter egg tree. So there will be 2 sides to this heart, flat side and a frilly side. I also wanted to show you what happens if you do it all the way around. Now this is just a purple stroke lilac mix I got from the same company. And again, it's going to be about 35 grams. So we're using a length of crawl that is 28 millimeters long again. Nope, centimeters. Right. And this time we're going to do all 4 sides, and I'll then you can see what a difference it makes. And I will also warn you up front that I had the most unbelievable faff getting the wire down this one. So I'm thinking in hindsight, it would be better to thread the wire through at this point rather than later, because it becomes so tight with having used the 4 sides. So here are my 4 top beads, and we're going to just do the loop of 10 all the way around. So we're not going to have that flat side. And because there's so many more beads on it, that's what makes it stiffer and harder to work with. Although it still does have a drape to it. I just don't think it would be that comfortable to wear. So when I threaded the copper wire through the orange one, it was so easy. This one was a complete nightmare. In fact, I didn't think it would actually work, but it did. Um, it just took me a good 5–10 minutes. So this time we are going to move to the next row just the same as we did before, but it doesn't matter whether you turn left or right because you're going to be doing 4 stitches on each row. So you can bead away from you or towards you, however you prefer. And that's it, you just keep going. And so that's what I'm going to do, and I'll come back when I'm done. So here we are, and this is this one finished. Now you can see it's almost square. Well, actually it's, yes, it has 4 sides. It's still drapey, but it's missing that flat side. Now I'm going to weigh both of them because I was quite surprised. I thought the purple one would be much heavier than the orange one, but it's not. So this gives you a good idea of how much. So this one's just over 35 grams. And this one's 33. So, you know, if you have an odd canister of saved up beads that you've saved up in colours, then you know that you can do one of these with about 35 grams of beads. Now this is my purple wire, and for the purposes of this video I tried to show you the purple one, and I am going to cut it out at a certain point. This one's called Super Lilac, and I got that from the St. Beat shop too. I'm going to cut it out because it was unbelievable, which is why I think if you want to do the 4-sided one, you definitely should thread the wire through before you do the fringing. So the principle of threading the wire through is just the same. So this is the center of the craw. We'll just gently, bit by bit, tease it down. Try to imagine where that craw is. You know, and this is where it all started to go horribly wrong for me. So I'm going to leave it right there, and I'm going to come back when I've done it. So here we are, and I finally managed to get to the end, and I cut out 7 minutes it took me to do this. And it was literally millimetre by millimetre to get it through the end. So there we are, and we can see, you know, that my bead mat's in array. I've gotten the right mess with it. I'm just relieved. I'm just relieved it's worked. So now what we're going to do is join the two ends together. I don't think I said. So your length of wire is 40 centimeters approximately. So that's 6 centimeters either side to create the loop. Now we're going to bring the two ends together, and we're just going to twist these two ends together. And I'm sorry it's not in shot. It's very difficult with the camera is just above where I'm working. And just continue to twist. It's gone off piece slightly because it's better to keep the wires out like handlebars. Just continue all the way to the end. Now I'm just going to make a loop. So you can make this loop as big or as small as you like. What I'm doing is leaving a small gap because I want a space to tie the ribbon around, and I also need to again twist this wire just underneath the loop. So we're going to close that together. Be careful of your fingers here. Probably better off using some pliers. I'm just going to wrap that around. I'm going to use some cutters. Be careful that it doesn't flip off and go in your eyes. So I'm just feeling that there's no sharp pointy bits, but it will be covered by the ribbon anyway. A small amount of like organza ribbon, and then I'm just to tie a bow, and then I just go over the edges with some clear nail polish to stop it fraying. think I might trim that back a bit, but I'm not going to do it in the video. So all we do is we bend the bow and the hanging loop inwards and create a point at the opposite side. And that's the square one done. And I just wanted to quickly show you that I'm not losing my mind. On the orange one, again 40cm length of the wire. I'm just going down the center of the craw. At this one, I tell you for sure, it did not take me 7 minutes. You can actually see how quickly that's going through. This one's so much easier. So this one you definitely can make without putting the wire in first. I just wanted to show you how easy that was, so that you know I'm not making it up. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.